know what I mean? You start doing you, but taking what has made you want to do it and making it better. It's an addition. It's not a subtraction. When you're under the influence, it takes away. You feel me? So don't be under the influence, man. Just be inspired so we can add on to this thing that we call hip-hop and love so dearly.
Oh, my gosh. I could talk to you for hours and hours and hours and hours.
Yeah,
That's everything I've been trying to say since this show started.
Of course.
In like 15 seconds, he said all that, and it's taken me weeks. And I still haven't covered half of what he covered. Oh my goodness, that's exactly it. That's exactly it. That's what it's missing. And you're right. Everything you just said, right? I don't need to repeat it. Everybody just heard you, and they're gonna hear it again and again because it's going up on YouTube. Okay,
there it is.
That's what's up.
I can't. I'm sorry, you just threw me. I wasn't expecting you to be. I mean, I knew you were dope and all that good stuff, but I didn't expect that you were going to preach the hip hop sermon today.
Oh, of course.
And I would have paid you had I known. I would have paid you to do it had I known.
Somebody had to do it.
Well, no, I appreciate that because here's the thing: a lot of people misunderstand what hate is. Somebody doesn't dig what you do, that's not them hating on you. They just don't dig what you do.
Right.
And a lot of people, them cats have been, no, they don't appreciate you taking music that they worked so hard to get to break through in the first place and, making a mockery of it. Just saying.
Right. And you know what? Like, I started, I'm not even going to front, like, I'm just, I got a lot of hip-hop experience. January 12th, 2011 is Lords of the Underground's 20th anniversary.
Wow.
It just, like, I'm not claiming to have such accolades as some of the artists, but I have experienced some shit, some stuff through hip-hop. You know what I mean? So, like, with that being said, man, it's like I love hip-hop so much that I used to kind of hate the way it was going a couple of years ago, and I know some people still feel this way, but what I had to do is I had to let that go. I had to stop feeling the hate toward the younger artists because they weren't hip-hopping like I was hip-hopping. I had to understand that hip-hop is now getting older. When we came out, or back then, it might have been like maybe 15 years old or something like that.
Right.
But now, instead of hating on the cats who are 15 to 20 years old making that hip-hop, I have to realize that they're making that hip-hop for the 15 to 20 years old. So, and music, I don't care what genre of music is, people buy and like your music if they can relate to it.
Right.
A 30-year-old or a 40-year-old is not probably going to relate, or most likely not going to relate to something a 15-year-old is saying. And a 15-year-old is not going to most likely not relate to something that a 30 or 40-year-old is saying because they have different lives. A 15 to 20-year-old, he's talking about high school. He's talking about getting the girl in high school. The 21-year-old, he's talking about getting into the club and popping bottles. And the 30 to 40-year-old, they got mortgages and kids. And, so it's different, but they might still be hip hop because hip hop is getting older now. Mm-hmm. So their conversation is different, and this is for people who really talk hip hop or how they live it. Because the way I came up, you talked and expressed hip hop how you lived it, saw it, how your man next to you was living it, how you saw it on your block, how you saw it from the window, how you saw it from the bench, how you lived it. So you didn't talk about what you did not do.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
That's dangerous.
And a lot of people are faking. They're talking about all of these pounds and stuff they sold. They never even sold nothing. They talk about all these guns they bust. There's 20 people dying in the first verse. They never bust a gun. It's just like, I didn't come up on hip-hop like that. Like you said, we didn't bite. We couldn't use another name that was similar to anybody else's name.
You would get clowned.
Yeah, you would.
Yeah, you get cut where I was from, and you didn't. If a person said that he was fresh and fly like fly paper, I couldn't say that no more. It was he already said it.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So you couldn't steal another person's line or none of that. So now, when those lines have got crossed and it became cool to do it, that's when hip hop started going. It became a free fall.
Right.
Yeah. It is.
I'm at a loss. Like, seriously,
I am too.
That's it. Because yeah, you're right. I have nothing. You're right.
Yeah.
Nothing to say. Wow. I
see, I have to step back from the mic a little bit. Like, ooh.
The mic is like, this whole board is on fire right now because everything you're saying is 100% correct.
Yes, it is.
I think that, like Special Ed was on a few weeks ago, and he made the comment that no other genre of music has people that don't respect the pioneers.
True.
Exactly.
And this is it's gotten to a point of pretty much ridiculous as far as I'm concerned. I think that the problem is the genre, the kids who grew up the same way you did, they're at home now. They're not out in the streets. They're not listening to the radio in the car anymore because the radio in the car gets on their nerves. Let's keep it real.
Repetitive all the
Exactly. And so that is the market that is saying, well, I guess hip hop is done. Like, this is what's become of it. What would you say to that consumer to let them know you're still here, people are still doing it? Come on back. Don't give up. Because that's what I say. Don't give up.
You know what? It's just that to those people, we had to, it's like you got to change their mind.
Right.
You have to make them realize that you are still hip hop.
Mm-hmm.
That come from, like they come from your loins or your bosom or whatever. They come from you. You know what I mean? Like they come from what you were and what you are. That you are still hip hopping, man. It's like for them type of dudes, all I say is, man, just listen. Like I said, hip hop is what you have to relate to. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like the music, you have to be able to relate to it. Right. So sometimes I'm not against Soulja Boy, but I don't listen to a Soulja Boy because I'm not Superman in the hole. I'm not Superman in the hole anymore. That's for the 17-year-olds and all of them or whatever. I might want to, listening to New York State of Mind because I understand how traveling around New York is and being, you know what I mean?
Right.
Or I might want to listen to Luda because I know how it is having a bunch of ladies in Las Vegas, chilling with chicks in Las Vegas, or, it's just, I call it contemporary hip hop. I call it ACHH now, adult contemporary hip hop. If you're not a grown ass woman or you're not a grown ass man, then you might not feel my type of hip hop.
I like
and there's nothing wrong with it. And I'm not hating on your type of hip hop either. I just don't live life like that anymore. But I am still hip hop. And we got to get to these program directors. That's why you guys are so important, because you guys play that hip hop that you feel, that you relate to. And I think that if there's a mixture, a good quality of mixture, then people will recognize that you can listen to a Soulja Boy, but then you can listen to a Lords of the Underground or a Do It All, and then you can listen to a Styles P, and then you can listen to a Jeezy, and then you can even listen to a Plies and listen to a new Q-Tip album. That's how it was in the 90s. You can listen to EPMD, but then you can go listen to NWA. Then you can go listen to Public Enemy, but then you can also listen to De La Soul.
Yeah.
You feel me? So
yeah.
It's not like that anymore. It's gotten to the point where everybody wants to be like everybody else.
Yeah.
I never thought that I would see the day when New York City and New Jersey would be followers.
Ooh.
Music. I never seen a day that I would see that. Because we were innovators and creators, and now everybody wants everybody else. Everybody wants to be Wheezy. Everybody wants to be 50. Everybody wants to, be yourself.
Amen.
Stop being scared to be yourself.
Yep.
It's not I can't even really blame the artists all the way totally, because they don't run these big corporations that put the money behind these projects.
Right.
It's the executives who don't know the culture, who know numbers, who know marketing, who know promotion, who know how to sell things, so they put the money on the things because of this new digital era. Who has the most clicks? Who has the most hits? Who has the most impressions? Who has the most computer buzz? So they put the money behind that. But people like Big Daddy Kane got new records. People like, it's Jay-Z, 40 years old, man, and he's still on top of his game. He just has the money enough to put behind himself.
Yeah.
True.
You know what I mean? So if he didn't, believe me, you wouldn't even be talking about Jay right now. But